Hi students, St. Berkman's Higher Secondary School, the Center of Excellence and Enrichment, welcomes you to the Communicative English class. Today we are going back to basics. We are looking at the building blocks of spoken English. I'm going to talk about the parts of speech. Every single word you say has a role within a sentence. Every single word is a part of speech. Today we are going to be breaking it down and looking each one. So let me ask, what is parts of speech? Parts of speech is just a name given to a word based on the job it does in a sentence. Part of speech tells us how a word is used in a sentence. How many parts of speech are there in English? Yes, there are 8 parts of speech. And we start by talking about the verb. We start with the verb because verbs are probably the most important words in English language. And that is for 2 reasons. First, every sentence in English must have a verb. You cannot have a sentences without verbs in English. And the second reason is that only verbs have tenses. Now, I am sure you know about present tense, past tense and future tense. That's how we talked about different time, and to do that, we change the forms of a verb. So verbs are really important. And what does the verb do? A verb is a word that shows an action, experience or state. State means the situation. For example, run, walk, push, etc. Sophia ran to school because she was late. John loves to bake cookies. I'm a teacher. Jane plays tennis 3 times a week. In this sentence, the verb is play because that is the action. In the next sentence, I am a teacher. Can you tell me which is the verb? The verb is I am. That's basically the verb be, to be. But we say I am, you are, he is, etc. So I am a teacher. Now I want you to notice a very important difference between in these 2 sentences. Notice that in the first sentence we are talking about a physical action because playing is something that we do physically. But in the second sentence we are not talking about any physical action. We just say I am a teacher. We call that a state. Okay? That means a situation. So verbs can show actions or they can show states or situations. These are the 2 types of verbs. Then the next part of speech is noun. A noun is a name given to a person, place, animal, thing, feelings or ideas. For example, house, teacher, cup, shop. My teacher is a very nice person. The noun in this sentence is teacher. Manu is going to go on holiday to China. There are 2 nouns in this sentence. The first one is a Manu because it is a person's name. The second noun is China. It is the name of a place. There is a sentence with a lot of nouns. Let's see. Rosie went to Malta on vacation with her family last year. Can you identify all the nouns in this sentence? Yes. First noun is Rosie. Is the name of a person. The second noun is Malta. Malta is the name of a place. It is actually a beautiful small little island country in Europe. Malta is a place. The next noun is vacation. Vacation is the name given to a type of trip the people take. The noun after that is family. What is a family? Family is a group of people who are related. What? Related. The last noun in this sentence is year. Here is just 365 days all the time that take the earth to go around the sun. And of course, the noun can also be animals like dogs, cats, camels, etc. Or a noun could be a thing, watch, pen, t-shirt, etc. Or it could be feelings such as anger, love, sad, etc. These are all nouns. The next parts of speech is pronoun. What is a pronoun? A pronoun is a word that replaces a noun or replaces the name of a person, place, thing or an idea in a sentence. Replaces means it takes the place of a noun. But you might ask, why should a pronoun do that? Now look at this sentence. Melvin is at the movies with Melvin's girlfriend. Melvin really enjoys spending time with Melvin's girlfriend. Now, of course, it sounds really stupid. And that is because, can you tell me why? Can you tell me what the problem with this sentence? The problem is we keep repeating Melvin and that is very unnatural. We don't talk like that. And to avoid that kind of repetition, we can use pronouns. So can you tell me where you would use pronouns in those two sentences? Melvin is at the movies with his girlfriend. He really enjoys spending time with her. There are three pronouns. They are his, he and her. Did you get all of those? Good. Okay, now I want all of you to notice that the pronoun he is in the subject position. He is the subject of the verb enjoy. Who enjoys? He enjoys. And the pronoun her is in the object position. And to replace a noun in the subject position like Melvin, for example, we use what are called the subject pronouns. They are I, you, we, they, he, she, it. And to replace the noun in the object position, can you guess what we use? We use object pronouns. They are me, you, us, them, him, her and it. And now there are other pronouns in English such as his, her, this, that, etc. For now, just remember that the pronoun replaces the noun to avoid repetition and to make our speech sound more natural. Okay, the next parts of speech is the adjectives. An adjective is a word that gives us an information about a noun or a pronoun. Have a look at this sentence. They drive an amazing big red sports car. Here, the noun that we are interested in is car. So, can you identify all the adjectives that give information about car? And if you said amazing big red sports, you are correct. All of those are adjectives. And if you look at them closely, you will realize these give us answers to the questions like what color, what size, what type, etc. The adjective amazing gives us the answer to the question, what is your opinion about the car? And if you ask me, what is your opinion about the car? I would tell you, it is amazing. What size is the car? It's big. What's the color? It's red. What type of car is it? It's a sports car. Okay, that's all. Great. But I don't know if you have noticed that is actually one more adjective in the sentence, and that is the word an. Now the words a and the are called articles in English. And articles are also adjectives because they give us information about the nouns that come after. In this sentence, for example, we know they drive one car. We know that because we said an amazing big red sports car. So remember that adjective give us information about nouns and pronouns. So dear students, I hope that you have enjoyed this class. Let's meet again in the next class. Until then, bye. Thank you.